Senshido is a conceptual system based on a highly developed behavioral, psychological, and emotional delivery system. There's a big difference between self-defense and a real fight, and that's very critical, and I'm going to explain why I'm telling you this, because not even a year ago, maybe 6 to 8 months ago, I was in England teaching seminars, and about halfway through the seminar, one of the participants got up and politely, mind you, started making his way out the door. And nobody at the beginning of the seminar mentioned that they had to leave early, so I got one of my affiliates there, Craig, to continue teaching, and I followed him, and I said, hey man, is everything okay? You need to leave early, blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, it's just, he says, he looks at me, he goes, this just isn't for me, he says. And I'm like, cool, no problem, man, if you want, we'll refund you. And he goes, no, I paid for it, it's my bad, it's my responsibility, I don't mind, but, it's not what I was looking for. And I said, if you don't mind me asking, what about it isn't for you? And he says to me, I came here to learn how to fight, not how to get out of a fight. And that was pretty monumental for me. And I said, no problem, brother, that's your prerogative. I'm sure there's a lot of people who will teach you that, but that's not self-defense. And self-defense is avoiding violence. It's not being there. It's if you see it or it's coming up to you, it's trying to diffuse it at all costs, walking away without getting into a physical situation, because you have to understand the ramifications of violence and what it does. It's not, as I always say, it's not cool, it's not glorifying, there's nothing great about it. You end up like me with post-traumatic stress disorder over some of the shit you've done in your life or not done. And it's really one of the worst experiences a human being can go through, either putting down another human being violently or getting put down violently. And I always say that nobody ever wins a fight. You survive fights, you don't win them. A real street fight, even if you didn't get touched and you're unscathed, and like I say, you put your foot on the guy's chest and you do this, that's not self-defense. You didn't win. You just survived that. Because there's an aftermath to the situation. You have to look at the moral, the legal, the ethical implications of defending yourself. And you need to look at the witness factor. You got to look at the laws of your country and if you support your defense or not. And on a moral and ethical level, it's important and I think it's critical to, well, for starters, not to become what it is that we're trying to defend against.